Hello everybody, and very sorry for coming on a bit late. We were having troubles connecting to Facebook. It was going round and round and round, so we had to shut everything down, and then eventually it came on and Facebook was talking to us. So now we are live. Thank you very much for joining us on this Wednesday evening. I know everybody was getting a bit of a fright saying, where are we for your weekly dose and fix of the Duckhook Golf Show? So much has happened over the last week and there's plenty to talk about, so we have to be on. And I'm not alone. Once again, I have my regular panel, and at the end of the month, we usually have Ryan Jensen on the line so that he can go through all the stats. Hello everybody, we've got Donnie, Basil and Ryan. Baz, if I can ask you to just sit up a bit straight so we don't only see your nostrils. And then we've got Donnie. Everybody's in. How's everyone on this very, very chilly Wednesday evening?
Very well, guys. Very well.
Good.
All good.
Before we get into the nitty-gritty, thanks once again for everybody watching. I have the whole host of guys here. Sepp Robertson, thank you for joining us. Hansi, who's it? We've got Mornay, who sent me a private message saying, what's happening? Where's the show? Well, here we are. Welcome. Our newest champion, Jacques Gravenstein. Hello, Ducks. Thank you for joining us. We've got Corbus as always. Viola, here we go. And many, many more. There you see. Got worried there for a while. Well, I hope you have your if you have anything left to drink, I hope you have that, or a nice warm cup of coffee. Well, we've got plenty to talk about. What we're going to talk about on the show today, we're first going to recap on the Open Championship that just finished. We'll have a bit of a chat, look at some stats, and then we're going to move forward to Woodhill, which was the Thursday series last week, and then Dainfern, and then we are done for this Wednesday. Right, here we go. Let's do it. Gents, what did you think of the eventual winner, Colin Moroccowa, who took it and played flawless golf on day 4?
Yeah, so like Maz, just from my side, it's like I was glued to the TV. You know, still hoping that Louis could pull it through there. Same for at a stage when Louis was falling down, like Jordan Spieth maybe coming up there. But, you know, you have to give it to Colin. It's like he didn't put a foot wrong. And, you know, there was, I think it was the 15th hole or 16th hole. We missed the green. It's like a little bit left. And he actually made a hell of a up and down. And I think that just sealed it for him.
Yeah, it's my opinion on the whole weekend of the Open is that guys that are not going to make bogeys are going to win tournaments. You know, regardless if you only make 3 birdies out of the 18 holes, you just ahead of everyone else mentally, physically. You know, your fitness takes a role. And Morikawa he was an epitome of an all-round. You know, he's just a player of the year. You know, he's deserving. Every aspect of his game was on point. You know, his driving, proximity. Okay. And he was touch putting, you know. So he just couldn't put a foot wrong, you know. And poor Louis, he did look a little tired. I'm still of the opinion that if that man had to work on his fitness, he'd be unstoppable, the next world number 1.
100%. I think he's got a bright future. And as you may have mentioned, the first player to win the PGA at first chance of asking, and then that was his first Open Championship. So let's have a look at the top 10 and how they finished. Look how much money old Colin earned. I'm sure money is second to the Claret Jug in winning the Open. $2.07 million at 15 under, 2 shots back Jordan Spieth. Just under 2 million. John Rahm making a great comeback and shooting 66 on the final day. It just shows you what a class act he is. Unfortunately for Louis, just couldn't get it going in round 4. Nice to see Dylan Fratelli made his year with that top 5 finish. Then Brooks Koepka, Mackenzie Hughes, Dustin Johnson making a comeback at 67. Robert McIntyre, Daniel Berger and Scotty Scheffler. Let's talk about Louis Oosthuizen for a second. Many of us thought that here it is. This is the one he's going to win.
Yeah, I really thought so. I really did. I had a lot of faith in him. But yeah, like I think Basil was saying, he seems to be gotten a bit tired on the last round. But yeah, the best player gets it, eh?
Baz, what do you think? Talk us through the mindset on day 4.
It's so heartbreaking to see such a phenomenal player out of Louis, you know, and he's such an outstanding South African golfer. You know, he represents us, you know, to the T. Just the ability that he has and just the talent and just the pure heart that man carries on his shoulders, you know. The unfortunate part is that if you look at the winners, the guys who are winning majors currently, they're all young, they're all fit, they're all strong. My opinion still states that the fit guy wins at the end. When you're making bogeys, you're losing focus. You're losing stamina. There's a bit of discipline that goes out the window. So your body goes first, and then your mind follows. So. The only flaw that I can criticize Louis on is if that man had to get fit, and I mean proper fit, Phil Mickelson is a good representation of that, he's changed his processes on how he's approaching his game, his breathing patterns, his fasting. So he's changing a couple of things, and then he had gone and won a major at 50, So that's pure material to show that the game it's all fitness as well, not just talent and work ethic.
Gents, I wanted to ask one question, and maybe you also have an answer to this. Why did so many South Africans play so well at Royal St. George's?
Sure.
What do you think?
It's a good question.
Do you think it's the greens? Are they used to those type of greens? Are they just better at manipulating the course?
I think maybe, from my side, I think it's a two-part answer there. I think a lot of us from younger golfers, we also amateur events play down at the coast, so I think the guys will get sort of used to playing in that windy conditions. It's like the ball not traveling that far, so it's like you have to play to your strengths, and I think that's also why it's like some of the guys really played well there. Also, I don't think the I would have wanted to see it open with a little bit of more hectic weather, So I think, I think it was one of the best opens in the last couple of years from a weather-wise perspective, that we had. And I think that also played a toll. So it's like the guys didn't need to play different shots, to try and, manufacture shots around the course.
So if I can just add to Donnie in terms of conditions and experience what these guys have created, is that Golf RSA has done so much for South African golf, especially for the Springboks of our Ammies, Eisenhower, British Am, Scottish Am. So if you look at most of the South Africans that competed and played well, most of them have represented the country as amateurs, and they've played all the circles of those courses, So big up to when they were Ammies, getting that international exposure in those areas and knowing how to play. And also their mentors, the mentors are Ernie Els, Brandon Gray, Shutif Hussen, the guys that have been there, and they're giving their wisdom and their knowledge down to the youngsters, So there's a great vibe between the golfers at the moment. So that's why we're playing well. We're getting the opportunity to go out there as well.
Great answer. Thanks, Baz. Okay, a couple of things I quickly want to go through before we move on to Woodhill is, you might find this very interesting. Driving accuracy, fairways hit Aaron Rai, which probably was not shown one shot on the broadcast. There he is at 92.86%. Imagine having a 92.86% of driving accuracy hitting fairways over 4 days. That's unbelievable. Daniel Berger, right up there, the same, really. Adam Scott, Danny Willett, and Shane Lowry. None of the top, say, 10 guys really featuring there, hitting the driver very accurately. And then we have approach play. Ricky Fowler, look at that. He also really wasn't anywhere, but look at approach play. This is greens in regulation, and Sergio Garcia, Baz?
So just given the driving accuracy and approach plays, that those guys are probably hitting it averaging 265, 285 yards, where your winners were up at the 330, 310, 330 mark, regardless if they were missing fairways or not. And those greens are relatively big, so whether you're hitting those greens, if you're hitting your greens in reg, you've got 40-foot putts, So as good as Ricky Fowler is as a putter, he wasn't giving himself enough chances to be in contention. So you guys need to take into account that these guys are maybe hitting greens, but they could be potentially chipping from off the green. That's how far they are from the flags.
But also not that, Baz. It's like those guys that's got all those driving stats, like you said, they're shorter hitters. So, where like your Rorys and your John Rahms are hitting 8-iron, 9-irons into the greens, these Oaks are hitting maybe 6-irons, and so that's where it's like the difference comes in.
Let's have a look at the putting stats. Average number of putts per green in regulation. Cameron Smith, Emilio Guerrillo, Mackenzie Hughes, Xander Schauffele and Adam Scott. That also makes interesting reading. What does it mean when it comes to the world rankings? Well, John Ron continues to lead the way on, 493 points. I'm sure not everybody knows exactly how the points of the world rankings work, but this is what the current top 10 looks like. A host of Americans: second Dustin Johnson, Colin Moroccowa, Justin Thomas, Xander Schauffele, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Cantley, and there is Louis, the only one in the top 10 of the current world rankings. And if we look at the South Africans in the top 100, Garrick Hugo, what a jump he's made into 43rd position. Christian Pezzeno, 46. Brandon Grace. It would be nice to see him really compete once again and be in contention to win a tournament. Dylan Fitzgerald, that would have helped his finish. Donny Fontana, Dean Burmester, Charles Schwartzel. You would never thought he would be that low, but that's what happens. And Eric van Rooyen. Any comment on this? That's pretty good still to have a host of South Africans in the top 100.
That's pretty awesome.
Besides their world rankings, Maz, the talent between those handful of players are so close. They're exceptional golfers. They've actually been brought up together. Their culture's the same. They travel together. They're just a good bunch of guys representing us. And one good week for Scholl, I think, would change his footing in his career at the moment. But everybody else has got their way at the moment. They're doing really well for us.
Great, gents. Thank you for your input. And it was nice to recap what happened at the Open Championship. Now, there's something very special coming. And from this Saturday, this is what we will be able to offer you as well. It won't be the same panel, but we look more into sport and what happens over a sporting weekend. Something to lick your lips for. Yes, We Love Sport Show. So, chats like this, we'll move on to the We Love Sport Show. 8 o'clock this Saturday morning. We'd be very grateful if you join us. What is the main talking point? Well, it's going to be the first test match from the British Irish Lions versus the Springboks. Plenty talking points. We'll go through the teams, the strategy. We'll look at some of the betting. There's more to talk about. The Olympics is starting, obviously. There's cricket that's around the world. And then we'll have a general chat. So we'll be on for about half an hour, 40 minutes. Grab your coffee, join us before you get your day started, and let's catch up and see what's going to happen in the world of sport. But first, let's go to Woodhill. This was Thursday, and this was the result from Woodhill. Carl van der Meulen winning his second event back-to-back. There you go. 4 guys tied at -1, including Donnie Geldenhuys, Reuben Swart, and Jamie Sherry. It really came down to the last. Donnie needed to make a final putt. It was a long putt, but almost made it. Andre Kotze, nice to see him back in form, shooting even par, 36 points with Richard Stewart. Basil, you had a great round. We'll go through your scorecard shortly. Eddie Ivins, Simon Mayer, as a Thursday series leader. He's also right up there. Paul Ricketts, another top 10 for you. So well done, gentlemen. Afterwards, we caught up with the top 5 to see what they had to say, and then we'll look at the scorecards.
So Jamie, you are finished on -1. How are you feeling? And you're tied for first.
Yeah, it's great. I played pretty well today. Struck the ball well. I've been striking the ball well recently. Just putted terribly and put myself in a lot of good positions today and missed quite a few putts. But overall, it went pretty well.
And how was your round?
Not too bad, eh? Ups and downs, I had a good chance. And then on the 10th, I blew it. I got an 8 for a ring. And then from there on, I just tried to hold on.
Tell me about your round. You were leading from -5 -5 halfway.
Yeah, so yeah, I had a great first 9. I played 3 under, yes, and so it was -5 on handicap. And yeah, there was about 4 holes in a row. 4 holes in a row where I messed up, but that's golf. It happens.
And I come in having played golf for the last month, so I didn't have high expectations. Played well the front 9, struggled a bit the back 9, but all in all, not a bad day.
And what was your favorite hole?
I think the stroke 1. We didn't hit the best of drives. Underneath some trees, punched it out on the green and made the putt. So that was a good 4 points.
Watching anxiously. There's 3 guys on -1. Carl's in the clubhouse on -1, but he's got it on the front 9. So Donnie really needs to make this putt to go to -2 to take the league here at Woodhill.
Come on!
Well done, Carl. Back to back. Second Duckhook player to do it. How are you feeling?
Thanks, Maz. Yes, yeah. I didn't expect this to happen. I had a good first 9. I turned on -1, but the second 9 didn't go all that well. I didn't watch Gamebook. I slipped to even, then to +1, and then on 18 I made a nice birdie, and it shot me to -1. But I didn't think I was in the running at all, because Reuben was on -5, some other guys was on -3. So no, yes, it comes out of the blue, but I'm really, really happy.
Always good to have such tight finishes. It was fantastic to sit there and watch with nail biting, I must add. And let me just add, how cold was it, gentlemen, that morning? It was absolutely freezing.
Yeah, just like my putter.
Morne says was bloody cold the first couple of holes, but the course was fun and loved the greens. What I can tell you is Woodhill has served up much of the same. Every time we've played there, the scores have never been high. I don't know what I would contribute it to. I think maybe there's a couple of longer holes to reach, so the better players seem to feature at Woodhill. Remember Ryan Esmond won off a +2 the year before, on 36 points. So it just shows you when the courses are tough, the better players come out to fight it out. Here we go. Oh, we've shown this already, but we want to show Carl van der Millen's scorecard. 19 points on the first round. What a great start. 3 points, 3 points, 3 points with 3 pars in a row. Gave one back on the 4th, but got it back then again on the 5th. Dropping 2 more shots, otherwise he would have been 21 and -4 going into halfway. But as you heard, Reuben was -5. We really did think that he was going to run away with it at one point. Shooting a fantastic, it must be a record for him, a 33 on I can't remember which 9. I think he started on the 10th. And then coming in, back to the clubhouse. As you can see, the birdie on the last, which took it. If there was no birdie, he would not be in this position to win on 137 points. Donnie, you had a fantastic round. I'm going to put your scorecard up quickly. Take us through it. You also started on the first.
Yeah, no, I started on the first, Maz, and as you can see, it's like I shot a level par round on the front 9. But the interesting stat for me was my putter was just working so well, because on the first 7 holes, I only hit 2 greens in regulation. Mm-hmm. So I was really scrambling well that first part. And I made a unfortunate double on 12. My 7 iron hit the bank on the right, spun back into the water. And I hit a good drive on 13, hit the green in regulation, pin high. And I just said to myself, come on, you need to catch your wake up. And I drained that putt for birdie, and then on 14, literally stuck it within a few, like a meter, boxed that. 15, 15 was an interesting one. I wanted to go for the green in 1. And I decided against that, played safe, boxed the putt from off the green for bird. And then, unfortunately, my safe play on 16 cost me a shot. And then, as we saw, missed that birdie putt chance on 18 to take it out right.
Just shows you margins. That one of those, if you didn't make the double there or one there, you would have been back in the victory circle.
That's it. But also, it's like that double actually motivated me. So I said to myself, come on, it's like my target was to finish level par, and I shot a 71 for me, which was a brilliant round for me. It's like in the last few weeks. So yeah.
Baz, for a very long time, we also thought that maybe this was the day for you to win, finally. You've had many, many top 5 finishes, to say. Look at your back nine. Gents, look at that. 32, just to outshine Reuben there.
Yeah, no, it's Maz. I'm getting to the point in my game where I just need to string 2 9s together. The front 9 was ice cold. I missed 5 inside 8-footers for bird, and I just got really frustrated with myself, turning in level par after that. And then I just told myself the back 9 just to be a bit more patient, and yeah, then I birdied 11 and 12. That was pretty steady, and then I just backed myself to finish strong, and I drove the green on 15 with 5 wood. But as soon as I hit it, I actually shouted 4 with the guys on the green. It was probably the best 5 wood I've hit in a while, and I managed to fly it over Fats and his companion. So I was a bit worried about that. I actually went and I was very apologetic. I didn't expect to hit the green with a 5 wood, and then that actually kick-started the last couple of holes. Put a bit of fire back into my belly, and I gap wedge on 17, hit it to 10 foot and left it in the mouth for eagle. And then I saw my name up in the leaderboard, and then I just got a bit greedy on the last hole. I hit driver, which is not really the play. It brings that water on the left, but managed to push it right, and then I just took the medicine, hit the middle green and 2 putts. Almost boxed the putt, but wasn't my day. Cole was just better than most of us.
And Reuben confirms, yep, a record for him. So once again, well done, Reuben.
Well played, Reuben.
One day I'd like to shoot 33 on a 9. Right, let's go through the nitty-gritty of Woodhill. The pins.
Yeah, it looks like Hansi took the par 3 7th, and then Grant now on a par 4 9th took the closest in 2. And then, Basil, he show off again. You took the closest on the 12th.
Well done to those gentlemen, winning the prizes from Strix and EMS and Golf Concepts. Then the groups, Group A and Group B, the only 2 groups.
Yeah, so we can see Andre Kotze and Richard Stewart taking Group A, beating Leon, Allen and Henry. And then, well done to Sade, winner of Group B, Pipping, Grant, Mark, Bobby and Kev.
Well done to these gentlemen. Some great golf and continuing their form. Richard you'll be surprised where he is in the top 10 when we get to that. Let's look at the teams, the virtual teams. Yes, you see right, the red team has pulled one back. They're now 4 points behind. The blue team, Captain Dorian Ferree, takes it on +4 over Captain Lyle Lonely, +6. Very good. There was a tie between Reuben and Donnie. Nice to see. Yes. And then, Baz, you easily won your match against Sorrel, who seemed to have a bit of a long day. Charlie Rothman played with me. He had an even longer day. So well done to the red team, pulling one back, 6.5, 3.5. So that is Woodhill. Then we moved on to Dainfern. Dainfern was this Sunday, a beautiful day. Couldn't ask for a better day, really. The course was in great condition. We had 79 players that arrived and teed up, and it was anybody's game to win. But there can only be one winner. And who was that winner? Well, first time in the number 1 position, Jacques Gravenstein. Congratulations, Jacques. Shooting 4 under 40 points. Just behind him, Edouard Potgieter. He was chomping at the bits, waiting to see what was happening when Jacques came up to 18th, but unfortunately, it was not enough. But a great finish into his first major, the Summer Cup. Not the Summer Cup, apologize. Where are we at? The Blaze Championship at Serengeti on the 24th of September. Pranay, another good finish. Peter Zakaria into the top 5. Reuben, back another top 10 finish, racking up the ranking points. Nicky Vellengoed also, I think, in the last series game had a good game. Carl-Jans van Rensburg. Leon van Aarde, previous champ, coming in at even par, 36 points. Grant Nell, another top 10 finish. He is due for a winner, tell you that much. And Josh Statnow, also +1. So congratulations to these guys. As normal, we caught up with the top finishers at Dainfern, and this is what they had to say about their rounds.
currently 4th in the top 5. How are you feeling?
Awesome. Mixed feelings actually. I blacked out I think it was the 11th and the 12th hole, so it could have been a lot better, but it couldn't have been a lot worse. I think kept the mind game going and managed to stay in the game. So yeah, happy with the finish.
So Pranay, we are here at Dainfern and you're tied for 3rd on -2. How are you feeling?
Feeling okay. Bit disappointed. I left a few shots out there. This hole, the previous hole, could have done better, but overall it was a good day of golf.
And can you tell me about the 9th right now?
Wow, that was a very bad putt. Yeah, that's what it was. I don't know what happened. I was too cautious with it. Unfortunately, messed it up. But I needed a birdie on this hole to tie the clubhouse lead. And I think on the count back, I may have had a chance. I'm just double check. But anyway, it didn't work out. But it's fine. It was good that I had a good day of golf.
Everyone, you had a good game.
Yeah, missed a few putts, left 4 on the lip, but yeah, it was most consistent ground that I've had in years now.
So, were you hoping to take the victory?
Yeah, it was close in the end. I saw Jock climbing up the leaderboard at the end there, and then just when he went to -4, I'm like,
Jacques, how are you feeling? First win on the Duckhook tour, your day today.
Feels amazing, Maz. Tough day. I played really well. I don't know what my score is, I think 75-ish. Some good recovery shots, 2 bunker saves, putted well, very nervous on the last. Great day, great feeling. On the 3rd or 4th hole, I mentioned to Leon, I heard that he won the previous one. And then Gerard said, no, he won it before. So I said, well guys, one of the 2 of us needs to win, me or Fricky. And hey, it happened, eh?
And a box of Strixons for wearing a Strixon cap.
Yeah,
Plenty golf balls to play.
Yeah, thank you to Strixon. Great to have you guys on board. Great sponsor for Duckhook. Thank you guys.
Once again, well done, Jacques. And I have a comment here that came through. And that's from Jacques. Thank you for all the congrats messages. It's much appreciated. Yes, it's always nice to be in that situation in the first place with the pressure. You know, this is where else can you find the pressure to go through and win something? And there's nothing like it. I think we've all experienced it at one point. Ryan's got 2 victories, if I'm not mistaken. Donnie's got most of the trophies. And Basil, I'm sure in your career you have faced that moment plenty.
That's why I play this game, Maz. The pressure you don't get on a daily basis.
Yeah, it's awesome. Let's have a look at Jacques' scorecard. Well, there you go. Starting on the first, a good run of 4 pars. Then a bit of a slip on the par. What is that? The 4th hole, the par 3. Then bounce back very quickly with a birdie on the short 5th hole. And then another birdie on the 8th. I think a lot of people made birdie on the 8th, but for some, it's a tough hole. Dropped a shot on the 9th. Then moving on to the back 9, you will see the stretch 15, 16, 17, and 18 where he parred all the way home. He was playing behind me, and now and again we would come together and I'd say, what's happening, Jacques? You're close. And he would always be saying, I have a birdie putt. I'm going to do this. I'm playing well. So from behind me, I could see what was happening, and he really did have a good day. Donnie, you had something to say?
Yeah, so unfortunately, the situation that I'm going to talk about now, none of us actually had our cameras there to tape this, but on the stroke 1, that par 4 going on the dog leg around the river, CLINT BRODES hit his second shot into the trees just short right of the green, into the hazard there. And he decided to play it out. So he literally took an iron, I think it was like a 6-iron or something. He didn't even turn the face around. He just hit it from the backwards, like left-handed, went up the hill and stopped like on a puff of grass. And this is the funny shot. He actually hit the next shot, and he actually mistimed it, and it literally popped up into the air, and he actually caught it like a cricket catch. So it's like after that, I was standing there, I'm thinking, oh, such an idiot! I should have had my camera on me. But that was such a hilarious moment for our 4-ball.
It sounds like he has a career in trick shot golf to me.
There we go.
Pins. Let's do the pins quickly.
Yeah, so if you can see the par 3-6, Pierre Hugo won that. The par 3-11th, Nicky Wallengoed. And then obviously Grant now. Grant, I'll see you at EMS soon, buddy.
Yeah, well done to these guys. Nicky, he always seems to have his name on the board somewhere.
Somewhere, yes.
Somewhere. It's very surprising to me. Groups. Here we go. We had 3 featured groups.
We've got Group A there, chaps. Pranay Pandey, as solid as a rock, beating Brighton, Donna, Tim and Kero. And then we got a little tie there with Mitchell and Matthew beating Vickers, Fats and Yaku Jacobs. Then Group C, Mr. Peter Zach taking the victory there over Reino, CLINT, Johan and Frikkie Barnard.
And that is that. There's no second page. Then let's move on to the teams. The red team, once again, winning 5.5, 4.5. Captain Sepp Robertson claiming the point over Gideon Richter. Well done. The red team are pulling it back. They're now only 3 shots behind. I cannot wait to the end of the season to see where this actually will stand. Edwin Potgieter beating Graham de Villiers. Leon van Aarden beating Rudolf Broderick. Steve Saunders just pipping Quibus. Myself getting one better over Gerard Snyman. Frikkie takes the victory there. Ryan as well. Cornell and Dean Sherman share the points. Jan Venter had a bit of a long day against Jacques, the eventual champion. And then Chad Rose winning something for a change. As you heard Jacques mentioning that there's been a lot of winners. And I found it amazing that all the winners came from the same 4-ball. It was Frikkie, Jacques, Gerard, and Leon van Aarden. So that was very interesting to see how that all panned out into that situation. It will be nice to see who's going to win next year, because Dainfern will definitely be on the calendar. Hopefully, I'm probably going to move it to summer so we can enjoy the summer course at Dainfern. We'll try to shuffle them around, you know. If you play in winter, let's try them in summer. So, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to recap who is in the top 10 of each of the leagues and the players champion, the players of the season.
To become the ultimate Duckhook golfer at the end of a 41-event season, it takes dedication, determination, and passion to excel. Shrixon makes world-class irons with exceptional aesthetic appeal. This is one of Shrixon's strongest disciplines. That's why Shrixon Golf is the perfect partner to reward the 2021 Duckhook Player of the Season with a set of irons and bag to better his journey.
Prize definitely worth winning. And don't forget, the series champions each take a year's supply of Shrixon golf balls of their choice. Another great, fantastic prize from our sponsors, Shrixon. All right, Ryan, you ready? You've done all the stats. You've crunched the numbers. This is what it currently looks like going into August. Here's the Thursday series.
Now we can see Richard has jumped up, so now there's a tie with Simon and Richard on 202 points, and Carl with his back-to-back, he's come up quite a bit. He's tied third with Frikkie there on 200 points, and then we've got Andre Kotze. It's nice to see him in a bit of form, like you said earlier, on 199 points. And we've got Bobby there on 198, and then we've got Jason Ivans in 7th, 197. Donnie never fails to show his face with 193 points. And then Reuben's come up on 192 points, and then it's good to see Eddie in the top 10 on 191 points.
Let's just say that the 4 points cover the top 5. And currently, if it ends as it stands, Richard would take it because he's got in the tie more individual points. That's how we will separate them. Yes, and Carl van der Millen, he can't put a foot wrong. Let's move to Sunday Series 1.
Sunday Series 1, we've got Randall that's jumped up to first on 217 points. We've got Pranay on 211, and we've got Basil on 207 points. Nice to see Basil there. Graham de Villiers on 205 points, tied with Donnie on the 205 points. And we've got Quibus there on 204, 1 point less. We've got Steve Saunders on 202 in 7th place. Ryan Esmond tied 8th with JP Atwood. And then we've got Jaco Jacobs on 10th there on 198 points. And that's Sunday 1 there that it's looking quite interesting. A couple of good oaks there.
Sunday Series 1, the guys are going to have to pull up their socks with 4 rounds to go if they're going to catch Randall. I can tell you that much. Randall needs to have an average game for the rest of them to catch, but the way he's going, that does not look likely. Just to remind you that Randall is Series 2 champion from 2020 season. Can he take another title in Series 1? Let's have a look at Sunday Series 2.
Sunday Series 2, great stuff to see Basil there in first on 213 points. He's 3 points up ahead of Ronnie Bolletter on second place there. Carl van der Linde on 208. Kero and Dana on tied fourth on 207 points. Frikkie is on 205.6 place. Nicky, as you said, Nicky shows his face every now and then. He's now in the top 10 there on 7th place, 204 points. Jock with the latest win is 202 points. He jumped up quite a bit. I think he jumped up 10 spots on this one here. Graham has just dropped down to 1 spot thanks to Jock there. And then him and Jaco are tied on 201 points. So Jaco's on both series there, Sunday 1 and Sunday 2.
All to play for, I can tell you this much. There is, 5 points, 6 points separating the top 5. It's going to be very, very interesting in the run into the last 4 events. If you haven't heard, this is what's happening going forward in the 4 balls. The top 12 players of each series will play together now. We're splitting you up, putting the pressure on you, and then, so number 1, 2, 3, 4 will play together. 5, 6, 7, 8 will play together. You might be asking, what if we have team games or single games? Or somebody's not playing, which I doubt. Then that will take preference. And then number 13 moves in or number 14 moves in. It's going to be nice to split the guys up, put the pressure on. So look forward to that. So if you're booking on the app and you've got a certain spot, I can tell you, you're most likely not going to play in that spot. You'll be moved because the field that gets sent all over the place, the nice pretty field, is the one that is how it looks. Okay, right. One more thing to go through. I can tell you one thing. We are on 23 events played. That means the averages officially kick in, and you need to play 22. We're halfway through the season.
Halfway through the season. Currently, I've got the guys that have played the 12 games so far for the year, but like you say, at the end of the year, you need to play 22. Randall bumps up to above Aldo now. He's on 116 points for his average, 0.41. Aldo Fourie just behind, 4 points. Well, a bit less than 4 points, but Aldo Fourie's on second. Jason Ivans on third on 96.13 points. We got Ronnie there on 94.42 points. Richard on fifth on 89 points. Maz, you in the top 10 there. It's good to see you there. 6th on 87.39 points. Jamie, he's a bit on form lately, I see. He shows his face on the top every now and then. He's in 7th place. Frikkie's on 8th with 83.2 points. Donnie, you're showing face again at 9th and 80.6 points. And then Reuben, good to see you, top 10 there, 78.51 points. And yeah, that's what the player of the season looks like at the moment. And this is where I like it now, because this is where it changes quite a bit. Because yeah, now it depends how you go. And yes, the average really, that makes a bit of a difference with every game that you play.
And if you want to see the full standings, you go to the website, www.duckhookgolfers.co.za. I think it's on the app as well. You can click on player rankings or whichever series you want to see, and that will be the full standings. Don't forget, those are the top 10 of those current series. And then that means you're in the shootout for next year. IF Africa is confirmed already. It's going to be, I think, the 13th of February. But that is the shootout teams. Will also be building up to that. I had a question from Reuben Swart saying, are you not going to talk about the team game? Well, are we? We've got 2 of the guys. Maybe they can talk about the team game. Well, we had a big build-up. It was between Dude, Where's My Pa? And MMWC. We needed MMWC to win so that myself and Paul Ricketts could go through as the Championship Dragons. But unfortunately, Ryan and his father got an absolute hiding because Basil smashed them.
And I'd like to just add, Basil and Reuben had a bit of dovetailing in a different way, because Basil's first 9, we started on the back 9, but Basil's first 9 was an absolute wonderful golf to watch, to see someone play so well. Basil did very well. So if my father and I were able to play decent golf, I still don't think we would have been able to beat them. Basil was just on form. And when we turned, then we got a Reuben that now decided that he's on form, and he just wouldn't miss either. It was absolutely, those 2 played wonderful golf. It was actually very good to see. I was a bit in a split mind there, because on the one side of me, when we were busy playing the first 9, I was thinking, Basil, you must go for it. You must win today. That'll be nice. But also, I want you to miss the putts for the team game. But it was a bit of interest. But Basil had played well, I must say.
But yeah, Ryan, I just would like to thank you and your father for that day. It was quite intense. You know, it's given the handicaps adjusting. I put my heart and soul into that front nine, and we were 3 up after 9. And I actually told Reuben, listen, bud, you need to carry me this back 9 because I need to focus on the individual. And it actually turned out that I was quite mentally exhausted to carry on that back 9. You know, I ended up 3 over par, and Reuben played outstanding that back 9. He was 21 points after that 9, you know. So we were unstoppable. I don't think anybody would have been able to beat us in terms of team event. So, partner, well played, and off to the playoffs, my guy.
You might be thinking, what's happening with the teams in the singles? Well, I can tell you the 1st of August is the final event that these games can take place. It's at Macoflay. So if you haven't booked, please go through and book. 1 week from Sunday is we're heading off to the Vaal to enjoy Macoflay. We missed out last year because of COVID, but we'll have it on the calendar. We have it on the calendar coming up on the 1st of August. Next week, we will recap and look at what the standings are for all the groups and the singles and who is potentially going through. Many players in the singles and the teams have gone through already. We're waiting for a couple more results just to finalize it all, and then we will announce it, and you will all know who you're playing next in the round of 16 for the teams and the round of 32 for the singles. Just a reminder, the singles will become in 4-ball head-to-head, so it makes it really interesting. From my side, that is it for this Wednesday evening. Is there anything that you guys would like to say?
Yeah, just that the guys have a good week further and a good weekend. See you guys on the next show.
Yeah, that's it. Can't wait for 1st of August, yeah.
Thanks for the show, chaps.
And then just the last one, Jacques saying, love the top 12 idea. I think it's going to be fantastic. 4 rounds of really competitive golf. So that's it for the golf show this Wednesday evening. Apologies for coming on late again, but it happens. Technology. And what's the last thing I can say? If you can join us on Saturday morning, please do join us for our We Love Sport show. Until the next time, everybody, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next Saturday or next Wednesday.